Some more fun with factor by grouping. All right, so let's just continue what we've been doing the last few examples here. Again, we want to factor by grouping, so we do that by putting parentheses around the first two terms, and then putting parentheses around the second two terms, and just know that there really is technically a plus sign right here, because we don't want to make it so, oh, now this means we're multiplying these two, so it's this term plus this term. Okay, now we have to factor out the GCF of negative 16m cubed plus 4m squared p squared. Woo! Let's see, negative 16 and 4. Well, it looks like they both have a 4 in common. And I'm going to factor out a negative 4 and m cubed and m squared. Well, they both have an m squared in common. All right, so now I'm going to put my parentheses. So this is my GCF. Negative 4m squared times what? Gives me back my original. Well, that's going to give me a 4m. Okay. Negative 4m squared times what? Gives me 4m squared p squared. I think that's just going to give me minus p squared. Right? If I multiply negative 4 times this, it's positive. Yeah. Okay, now what do these guys have in common here? Well, negative 4, check this out. This is a negative 4 and this is a 1 right here, right? Well, does negative 4 and 1 have anything in common? No, right? But watch this. See how I factored out a negative right here, right? And inside the parenthesis, I have a positive term and then a negative term. I want this to be positive and then I want this to be negative. So the only way that I can change these signs is by factoring out a negative 1. This is very important to understand here, is that I'm using this as an indication of how I should be factoring my second term. So I want this to be a positive 4m right here. So that means I'm going to factor out a negative p, not just a negative 1, but a negative p, because they each have a p in common. So negative p times what is negative 4mp? Well, that's just going to be 4m. And this right here is going to be minus p squared. Negative p times a negative p squared is a positive p cubed. And notice once again that these guys are exactly the same. They have to be, have to be the same. If they're not, then we've done something incorrectly. All right, let's just now go ahead and factor this out. So I'm going to pull both of these out now. I'm going to pull out, let me get rid of that there. I'm going to pull out a 4m minus p squared. And now what has to go back inside? Well, again, like you can kind of think about like just, like ignoring that, and look at what we have left. You have a negative 4m squared, and then we have minus p. And there it is.